Western Kentucky, where I was raised, where the wildlife and mountains call my name. I was born to hunt, I was born to guide, a camouflage on a rifle by my side. Just good old country boys chasing dreams in the Appalachian Mountains, fields and streams. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where those dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. The coyotes run all night. It's music to my ears and in my sights. I've got this hunting fever down in my bones. I'm glad my daddy taught me everything I know. From those white-tailed bucks to strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. From those white-tailed bucks to strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. The TLC Outfitter is our name.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday night. A little bit different this week. Welcome to On Air and Outdoors with TLC Outfitters. As always, I'm Trinity, and we're finally joined again tonight by our cohort, Matt. Where you been, buddy?
Hey, buddy, been playing and working.
Yeah. I'm glad to have you back. Hope everybody's had a great week, had a good start to the week. And I tell you what, man, this crazy weather is up and down, but that's kind of what we expect this time of year. Had a little bit of weather this morning, and got that out of here. Started off, was down at Lake Cumberland this morning, and it was 70s. And by the time it was all said and done, I think it was high 40s or something like that. So I'm ready for that stuff to be done.
Last thing I seen was 24 degrees tonight.
Yeah. So winter's not done rearing its ugly head anyway. So we appreciate everybody joining in. We got, of course, our favorite all-time fan. My mama says, hello, sons. Hope you're doing good, mama. Thank you for tuning in. Man, a lot to talk about tonight. We got a lot of things going on that's coming up, and we're pretty excited about. Finished still reeling and rocking, finished a great predator tournament, and just real proud of that thing once again, getting some of those coyotes out. Still good coyote hunt, man. I'm seeing more and more people into this whole predator gig. I feel like that the thermal scene has turned a lot of people on, and even some daytime hunting going on now that we didn't see before.
Yeah. The one thing that I would caution everybody on is, make sure you got plenty of spots that you can set up. The more and more people that get involved in this predator hunting, the more they hear these electronic calls, the smarter they're going to get. It's just like those big old gobblers that you've been calling to for 3 years. Them 3 and 4-year-old birds are pretty hard to kill because they know what the gig is. Them 2-year-olds, they ain't heard it very much, so they're pretty easy to kill. It goes the same way. With them coyotes. You call to them coyotes once, and hopefully you've got a couple months hopefully you got enough areas that you can hunt to where you don't have to go back there for 2 or 3 months to hunt that area again. So they get pretty smart pretty quick. So
Yep, that's right, man. And speaking of turkeys, man, we're starting to see some turkeys show themselves. And I tell you, I got to spend a little bit of time with some Fish and Wildlife folks this week. Talked to some fellow hunters, and they're really liking what they're seeing for this year. The last couple of years has been pretty hard. And I talked to a guy, good friend of mine, that very intelligent hunter, call maker, spends a lot of time in multiple states, and is just one of those guys that is going to be an absolute turkey slayer. And he was talking about how he felt like, the big thing is in the turkey news today, are we in decline? There's no doubt that some places have seen a decline, but he talked about something that I hadn't really heard anybody talk about, and that was the perfect storm over the last 3 or 4 years. Bad hatches, COVID, which drove more people outdoors, doing more hunting, really declined us there for 2 or 3 years, knocked those 2-year-olds. It makes us all feel good about ourselves. Let's face it, the 2-year-old is what keeps the woods hot. And, long beard 2-year-old, that 16 to 18, 19 pound range, makes us all feel good about being a turkey hunter. But over the last 2 years now, we've seen better hatches. And I really think from what we're already seeing, I predict that you'll be hearing something different this year, especially in the Commonwealth. You'll be hearing people say, yeah, man, them turkey numbers are coming back.
Yeah, and we're supposed to get some kind of cicada hatch this year too, ain't we?
Yep. Western, central to western Kentucky is supposed to be more in line with that. Not so much eastern Kentucky, but supposed to actually be two different perennial or periodical hatches of cicadas this year.
Yeah. We've already seen several birds here at the house. Of course, we've always got the hens. It seems like, the hens, they live here, but seen 4 really nice 3-year-old plus birds. I think, today's Wednesday. I believe it was maybe Friday last week or something like that. And but that was nice to see, 4 nice mature gobblers here, because it's a little early, earlier than what we normally see them.
Yeah, it sure is. And that's once again, going back to our food plot, our habitat management videos. I hope everybody will take a chance to go back and watch that series that we've done with Fish and Wildlife and some other folks talking about, food plot, habitat management 101, right on into advanced things. I hope people go check that out. But I think we're starting to see the fruits of the labor, if you would, especially with your farm down there. When's the last time you've seen that many turkeys? You see turkeys every year, but how many times have you seen what you're seeing this year?
When we first bought this place, it was one of the things that we loved about the place is because we lived across the way there, and we passed by this place all the time, and it seemed like we seen turkeys all the time back in here. And so we bought the place, and a couple years went by, and it was like, where did the turkeys go? And then, we went through a drought there for a few years, and, just like we didn't see too many birds like we had in the past before we bought the place. And then we started doing, a few management practices and things, and now we're really starting to see it turn around and go back the other way. So I think a lot of things have added up there, and looking, there again, you're unless you're pouring corn out on the ground, your efforts aren't going to be seen right away.
That's right.
If you're putting a seed in the ground, it's going to take a couple of years for you to start seeing that, pay off. But
yep.
reap what you sow.
That's right. And when you start getting to the point where you compare 2 or 3 things together, predator management, like you've done, nest predator, you've done heavy nest predator once upon a time. And this hasn't been, maybe consecutive, but this has every little bit you do. And then, big predator management like you've done, food plots. And not, when I say food plot, I don't mean just going out and planting one. I'm talking about doing a seasonal deal, doing some brush cutting. It all adds up. A little effort makes big results. So I hope everybody will take note of that and know that it's working. Corey Evans says he's here, buddy. He said he
Hey,
missed
Corey.
you last week, man.
I know. He probably talked bad about me.
Well, he said that the host last week was definitely an improvement. I'm not throwing him under the bus or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. Oh goodness. But yeah, man. I mean, we're seeing a lot of good stuff in the turkey woods. Interested to hear what everybody out there seeing. Drop us a comment down there as far as what you're seeing already with turkeys, and what's your prediction this year. You think the talk is still going to be declined? You think that with the last 2-year hatches that it's going to be even better? And Fish and Wildlife's out there. We got the word this week. Fish and Wildlife's out there and actually tagging turkey. So you may see some of that go on, and may be pretty neat to be able to kill a tag bird. Talking about turkey hunts, we'll pop this up here real quick. We got our Strutting Jakes Youth Tournament going to be April 5th through the 7th. This is a free event. Anybody that wants to come and join, we'd love to have you. Spend a weekend with TLC Outfitters. We're going to be down there at, that awesome place, Ride Direct. Registration is going to be on Friday, April the 5th from 4 to 6. Bring those kids out. Get them hooked on hunting. If you need some help, we can help you out in several different ways. But bring the kids down. Mark your calendars for youth season 2024 right here in Kentucky, April 5th through 7th. And Matt, I know that you'll be. I know you got some ladies and one young man, maybe even more, that's going to be looking towards your way to help them out. I know you get excited every year.
Yeah, we try to get them out and at least let them experience it. It's that's a good time of year. If the weather's decent for the kids to be out, that's always a hot weekend for turkey activity. So
that's right. So mark your calendars right there. We'll be popping this up on our Facebook page and all of our social media. Strutting Jakes Youth Tournament. I can promise you, it's not so much about the harvest, but it's about getting those kids out, getting them involved. And every kid goes away with something. We'll be giving away guns or guns. And we're going to be having a lot of good stuff for all the kids. Strutting Jakes Youth Tournament with TLC Outfitters. Mark your calendars right there. Watch our social media for more to come. We're very excited. Our very own Ben Moore says, "How's it going, fellas?" Going good, man. What are you seeing in the turkey woods, Ben? I know you've been out. You've been you just like Matt. You have put a lot of time and effort, multifaceted on your farm. What are you seeing as far as early turkey numbers or whatever? Tell us about it. And Corey Evans says, "Amen, boys, get the kids involved." That's right, Corey. The kids are our most precious resource, man. Every kid you take hunting, or somebody, young at heart, you introduce to the woods, to the outdoors, is a steward that's going to fight the good fight for the things we love. We've almost done our due. It's almost over. We might get to do a few more things, but every kid you take hunting is somebody fighting for these resources that we love to enjoy. So that's exactly right. We'll see what Ben says here. Going back to that predator hunt, man, we still got these right here going on, guided thermal predator hunts. And as always, it's not Tuesday night. It's Wednesday night tonight. Book before midnight. We're going to knock $25 off, featuring those brand new Rick's thermal optics. You need to come check those things out and let us take you out. And it's a hot time to be coyote hunting. So you can see this. You can find this on our social media too. and we'd love to take you hunt. We're going to roll out the red carpet for you and have a lot of fun.
I tell you too, Trent, it's the mating season there is kind of coming to winding down a little bit, but what I like about the coyote hunting this time of year, it's like when those temperatures start going up and down, them coyotes' bodies, they don't really understand whether they need to eat or they don't. I don't know. It's an odd situation, but daytime hunting, when that sun's a shining and it's a little bit warm outside, it seems like this time of year them dogs will come in a lot easier than normal. But I like when these temperatures start trying to regulate, you start getting them cold snaps and warm snaps all in the same few days. It seems like it really turns them on to come out for food, So don't give up on the mating calls right now or female vocal calls right now, but you might want to start paying a little bit more attention to them food calls too.
That's right. Ben says gobbling like crazy at the shop here in Prestonsburg yesterday morning before the rain. And this is something common we see. We see, I don't, I use simple terms. You see that pre-rut activity before the big rut comes on with these with these turkey. But we'll start hearing the gobbling, and we'll start seeing them strut and everything really before season comes. And I know what people think. They think that it's going to be over, man. It's going to be over. That's not the case. I mean, it's whether it hits early, it hits late. There's good hunting all the way through season. And keep in mind that season, from a weekend perspective, is coming in a little bit early for us this year. It's always the weekend closest to the 15th of the month. This year it's coming in on the 13th. We don't have that weekend gap this year. So the first weekend in April is going to be the youth season, and then right into a Kentucky regular season. So pretty awesome. My buddy right here and cohort says definitely like to try that thermal hunting sometime. Chris, man, we have to get together and we'll go out and we'll shoot some dogs, man. That's for sure. Corey talking about the kids said world ain't getting any better. Bless the parents that still introduce their kids to something other than feelings and an Xbox. Amen, brother. Old school for sure. That's right. I think Matt will second that too.
Yeah, sure do.
Yeah. Ben says our turkey on my place are in good shape. I seen a lot of poults in September and had a ton of jakes and young hens in the food plots all fall and winter. And he meant our you are, but man, this is another dude that has beat the bushes and that has really done a good job with, being multi-faceted on his property as far as multiple management practices. And you can see right here that just seeing those jakes and everything, those are going to be the 2-year-olds that's going to blow those woods up. Listen, man, all I need is a young, dumb 2-year-old. I'm right there. I ain't got to have them 3, 4, 5-year-old birds. I'll leave them to you all. You good turkey hunters and callers. We've got some more people on here. Once again, Strutting Jake's Youth Tournament, April the 5th through the 7th, free event. Bring those kids out. We'll have all kinds of giveaways. And if you're lucky enough to harvest, we'll be doing all the measuring. We'll be giving away trophies to the winners, and also we'll be having a calling contest. What else we got coming up? And Ben's been talking to us here about his place. If you got some turkey stuff going on, tell us about it. What's your setup going to be this year? What new tactics are you going to try? What are you seeing on your place? Or you seeing that on your drive? What do you think? Our buddy Paul Priest says, hopefully the bear and dogs will stay out of place in turkey season. Paul, I've never seen a guy, man, that is just eat up with bear. And I know you have tried and tried everything deer season. I mean, they just come in at the worst possible time. About the only thing you can have done now is one come in with a big tom in its mouth. So hopefully they're out of there and they don't bother you too much this year. I'm a hoping. Jill would say that's a good problem to have, wouldn't she, Matt?
Yeah. Yeah, she'd like to see a bear or two.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about this. Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest, Kentucky's official elk draw, May the 11th, Saturday, May the 11th. Mark your calendars and join us in Bardstown, Kentucky at the Kentucky Gun Company as Patrick Hayden rolls out the red carpet for everybody and all that wants to be involved with the Kentucky Elk Draw. It was a good time last year. Would you agree?
Yep. And, you see that 200 plus gun giveaway note there, and a lot of people that maybe wasn't present last year, may smirk at that and say, well, that's just a ploy to get people in. I promise you they gave away at least 200 guns last year.
Yeah.
I won 2 myself.
And there was things that wasn't even listed that they gave away.
Yeah. Like I said, I was a recipient of 2 firearms myself, so yeah, it's a true thing.
Yeah. Good time, man. Going to roll out the red carpet. Over 5,000 people there last year. We expect even a bigger crowd, and you'll be able to come down and talk to anybody and everybody involved with elk and many, many aspects of the outdoor world. It's a good time, good food, good music, all kinds of vendors. So I hope everybody will make plans to come down and be with us. May the 11th, Elk and Outdoor Fest right there at Kentucky Gun Company. Let's talk about this. Excuse me. I'm excited for this, man. The 2nd annual TLC Gunlock Hollow Upland Tower Shoot. What kind of good stuff you got to say about this?
It was a good time. I mean, we had a great turnout last year, being the first one, and hopefully we have a bigger turnout this year. But I think our setup is a little bit better this year. The birds flew great last year. We're gonna have more pheasants this year than we had last year, and replace those chuckers. The chuckers didn't want to fly right last year. They went straight for the woods. They were smarter than the pheasants. But
that's right.
We're gonna bring out more pheasants than chucker this year. And I'll tell you, man, I don't know what the next slide is, but if you've seen the group picture with the harvested birds there in front of that high wall cliff, that was a pretty neat thing to see. There you go. Pretty neat thing to see. So, yeah, I would encourage everybody to get on the list. Spots, reservation, get your reservation spot because they are limited. And go ahead and give us a call today and get your spot reserved. This is a great thing for husbands and wives, sons, daughters, and dads, whatever the case is. This is a good day of fun right here.
Oh man. And those people, some of those guys there told me, like I said, this is the best thing I ever hit Eastern Kentucky. They really enjoyed that, and we did too. We enjoyed it, putting it on, and man, it's just an awesome deal. I mean, everybody's like, what's it like? What's it like? It's almost like pay pond fishing. It's a good family environment where you can come out and spend the day. You're going to get to shoot. Every hunter, whether you shoot 0 or you shoot 200 times, every hunter is going to go away with some freezer fire. We're going to divvy them up. And it's just a good way. It's a good way to bring, maybe an inexperienced hunter out, or whether you have been a wing shooter all of your life. This is a good time. This is a good time to come out. I hope everybody will sign up. We are asking that everybody pre-sign, make reservations, because we want to know exactly, how many we're getting into and everything. And it's just I hope we got people signing up, and I hope you'll get your spot today. It's well worth it. It's well worth it. We're going to take good care of you and roll out the red carpet. It's going to be a lot of fun.
This is a no pressure, fun filled day. This isn't one of those trips that you pay a big bunch of money and go out of state and then you don't see nothing. You're out there for 3 days. You kind of feel like this ain't what that is. This is show up, get your shots in, take a bag of pheasant meat home with you. And I think last year, I can't remember, Trinity, but I want to say everybody took home about 8 or 10 birds. Every single person that shot took home 8 or 10 pheasants to eat.
That's right.
And they were already breasted out.
Yeah.
So,
you're not hiking. You're not field walking. You don't have to have a dog. You literally come. We're going to feed you. We're going to get you set. And the most walking you got to do is to change a station right next to you. So, why not? And it's not if you're going to shoot, but if you brought enough shells. And I tell you what, I bet I'll be prepared this year. In the back of the truck will be plenty of shells for anybody that needs to purchase some. We'll be running a shot shell store up there. So, man, mark your calendars, March the 9th. You've only got a little over a week to get signed up. So I hope everybody will take advantage of this. The Upland Tower Shoot, 2nd annual Gunlock Hollow. It's going to be a lot of fun for sure. One more time, let's pop this back up right here so everybody see it's not a fluke. You can ask anybody right there how good that shoot was. It was absolutely amazing.
I believe there's about, somewhere close to 200 birds laying there.
Yep, they are. Yep. Good deal. Corey wants to know if semi-auto is allowed.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's right. What else you got, man? Where we at? Where should people be? We were talking a little bit about management practices. Where should people be right now? What should be their focus? We've talked about frost seeding and all kinds of stuff. Where should people be at, or what should they be doing right now on their farm?
One thing that would be good right now would be, hinge cutting some trees. If you got areas where you want to do that, hopefully you would have already frost seeded. But if you've not frost seeded to this point, I would definitely go ahead and still spread some clover seed. And March, generally over the last few years, March has given us our worst weather. Ice storms and this and that. So we still don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 weeks before Easter. So I would go ahead and still get my seed in the ground as far as quote unquote frost seeding.
Yep.
And fertilizer and lime, you cannot put enough lime on the ground.
That's right.
Soil sample. I see Ben's got a note there. Soil samples and lime. Yeah. Up here where I'm at, if you're just now turning your soil samples in, you're probably not going to get them back in time to do anything, to even know what to do. We got a lot more agricultural up here, but if you can take soil samples to your local extension office and try to get those turned in, that way you know exactly what kind of tonnage of lime and tonnage of fertilizer and this and that you need to put down. But I would go ahead and as soon as the weather dries up and the ground dries up, if you're going to do any tilling of the soil, make sure it's dry enough to do that.
Yeah.
But you go ahead and turn some ground over here in the next few weeks for sure.
Yep, absolutely. So we talk about clover. What else? Like right now coming up, what else should people be looking to?
Most of that stuff, Trendy, is going to be another 8 weeks away. If you're asking about what kind of seed and stuff,
yeah,
you're looking end of April through May. Like up here, soybeans and corn, you're going to plant those in May. So really it's still a little bit early for anything other than the clover type stuff.
Right. Hey, Gator Paul, thanks for joining us, man. Mama Shirley says you are froze. So we must be froze somewhere on one of the social media. Are we froze or did we unfreeze? Hopefully we unfroze as far as the live feed is concerned. And mineral, man, we're getting ready to come up on the curtilage law. This is leap year, so we got one more day in February, March the 1st. March the 1st is curtilage law. No more manufactured grain. This does not include salt and mineral. We found that. We know that to be true now. We went back and forth on it there for a little bit, but we got confirmation that it is not. You can still put salt and mineral out, and you should have already had salt and mineral out. What's your go-to, Matt, when it comes for mineral licks?
I like for a couple rate, a lot of people just put out salt or they'll just put out like deer cocaine or something like that. There are mixed minerals, but look at that tag and see what all's in there. Number one thing in just about all your mixes is going to be salt. But if you can find a mix that is not 95% salt, you're probably doing pretty good. Everything needs salt, don't get me wrong, and that draws them in and gets you some pictures, but it's not doing a whole lot unless you got the other trace minerals to go with it.
That's right.
So, I like, what is it that, is it 465? It's like a crushed up trophy rock.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
They seem to hit that pretty good. There's I can't think of the name of it, Trendy. I'd have to go out here and read it off the bag.
Dicalcium phosphate is huge.
Yeah, dicalcium. But there's a right now it needs to be out for sure. For the most part, your antlers have dropped. I actually got a picture a couple days ago. I had 4 bucks that still had all 8 antlers hanging on their head. But that's coming to an end. It's good. It's getting ready to happen if it's not already happened. And right now, coming out of the cold winter, they're going to need to start putting those minerals and start putting that protein back in their body so that they can start regrowing antler as soon as possible. And that those, these does are bred. They're 3-4 months along right now. They're going to start needing to produce milk here in the next month or two, because they'll start giving birth here in May and June. So, those does need to have that good body condition too, so that they can start producing that colostrum and milk.
That's exactly right. Talking about plantings here, Ben says end of April I'll be planting buckwheat, switchgrass, and Egyptian wheat.
So there again, you're 8 weeks, ahead of that timeline right now. So still got some time to get some things, some plans together. That's for sure.
And talking about plantings, we'll get off mineral. And Paul's got a good point here in just a second. But talking about plantings, you can't wait until to the week that you think you're going to plant and start. There's a lot of things that needs to be done. There's a lot of soil prep that needs to be done. Are you spraying? Are you tilling? Are you plowing? Are you disking? Are you no-tilling? There's a whole lot of prep. So if you've got a planned date on when you're going to plant, truly and honestly, when should you start the work?
Well, it depends on what kind of plant method you're going to be using. If you're no-tilling, are you going to spray it, or are you just going to mow it and then no-till it in? If you're going to plow, you need to plow now, not today, because the ground's super wet. You won't plow good. But as soon as the ground dries up enough, you need to turn that ground over, and then hopefully in March, that will start breaking down, and you can go in there and har it up, disc it up. So you need to figure out what kind of planting practices you're going to do before you do anything. If all you're going to do is bush hog and then go in with a no-till, you can pretty much do that the day before.
Yep.
But if you've got more in-depth practices that you have to do just based on the equipment that you have available to you, or the areas you can't get into with, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there that has to be thought out. But
and here's something I want everybody to understand too. Once again, we done a whole series on this. We got a 4-part series that is unbelievable. I don't care any rival any food plot habitat management stuff, but I also want everybody to understand that food plot, or if you're wanting to do something on your farm and you say, well, this year I can't afford the lime, and I don't have the time, or I don't have the tractor, I don't have the seed, and I can't do that this year. It doesn't mean that there's not things that you can't do. Listen, we've got guys that are going in with hatchets or a chainsaw and a weed eater with line and a brush cutter. And, it's like we talked to our good buddy Jason Hollis from Hollis Farms, talking about the basal layer of the forest. And we talked about that in our 4-part series. Going in, thinning out some trees, clearing up the ground, and letting natural stuff come up that the wildlife will eat. If you've got a thick canopy and you let a little light hit the ground, it's natural. You're going to get some good stuff growing. You're going to probably get some stuff that ain't so good growing, but you're going to get a different type of growth on your farm. So if you go in and you clean up some of that underbrush and you take out 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 trees, let a little of that sunlight hit the ground. Maybe you're looking to take out some of those non-mass produced, those softwoods, and get some of those out of the way. There's things you can do. And when I say cut them down, I'm not necessarily saying you got to come up and remove them, but just know there's things you can do. Or maybe you got a grown-up area, maybe you got an old strip area, and you don't have a tractor, you don't have a pull-behind mower, you don't have anything. Maybe you get a weed eater or a push mower. I don't know, but just know, no matter how big or small or whatever, sometimes when we talk about habitat management, people shy away from that because of economics, or they have this prefabbed ideal in their mind because of what's been painted because of television and the big commercial stuff, that they can't. But in all actuality, a little leg work and a little back work, you can do a whole lot with a little.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of people, even down where you're at, Trandy, and, you know, in Appalachia, that has access to a 25 to 35 horsepower 2-wheel drive tractor that great grandpa, you know, that grandpa had and plowed his garden with, and maybe a 5-foot disc. And one thing you can do is go in there and you can cut down the existing grass and lightly disc an area up. Don't even sow no seed. But that soil disturbance from that lightly disked area, that soil disturbance will allow a lot of those natives to start growing again.
That's right.
You know, it'll cut down that fescue, break the root ball up of them fescues and things like that may be growing, and that'll allow some of them natives to start growing. And I tell you what, man, I think a big thing that I like to see is some bare ground. It's great for nesting birds, turkeys and quail, and it's great for songbirds. It's great for doves. They come in there and they pick up that grit. It allows those quail to be able to, you know, move on the ground and run away from predators, and it creates a lot, and you're not spending any money except in a little bit of fuel. So if you got a Massey Ferguson 35 sitting in the backyard that Grandpa used to plow his garden, you know, that one piece of equipment right there may be your answer to all your habitat needs.
That's right. Paul says now's a good time to spot invasive species, plants, and trees to know where to go kill them out. And he's exactly right. And, you know, Paul and I's over here in Eastern Kentucky. You're over there in Central Kentucky. And the common denominator is that we both have invasives, you know, no matter where we're at. And man, from a slash and, you know, from a spray and hack deal with a hatchet and a little bit of herbicide, to a garden sprayer, ATV sprayer, whatever else, you can spot treat, you know, these invasives we're talking about. Autumn olive, you know, we talk about a lot of, you know, nutsedge and, you know, fescue and, you know, multiflora rose and things like that. You know, you can take a day where you go out and you may target, you know, and it hurts me to say this, but I know the importance of it because, you know, you and I both are beekeepers, and the first available food source for those bees are red maples. But let's face it, you know, those maples, if you have an abundance of maples, they take away from a lot of mass producing trees. So that's a species you're going to, you know, hack and squirt deal, you know, where you're going through and you're chopping and you're treating, you know, those areas or those softwood to get them out of there, to help get them out. But there's a lot that you can do with invasive species treatment.
Yeah. Well, nobody in the state of Kentucky has got a shortage of eastern red cedar. Get rid of them. They're one of my nemesis. I absolutely hate them. You know, you can drive down the interstate, you can see these high wall cuts on the side of the interstate, and them eastern red cedars are growing out of the rock. Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable, but they will suck up the moisture from anything else that's around them. They shade out anything that's underneath of them. Push them out with a dozer, cut them out with a chainsaw, hack them and squirt them, whatever you got to do. Get rid of those eastern red cedars in the thickets. You know, one here and there, that'll offer a songbird a nesting, you know, habitat or whatever the case is. Or you can hinge cut one and get it on the ground and give a rabbit or a coyote a place to sleep for the night. But those thickets, wear them out.
Same thing with autumn olive for us. That's it. Going back to those, and Paul says tree of heaven, just a nasty, the old peanut butter tree, Paul. That's what I call them. Break one off, break a branch off, smell. It smells like old rotted peanut butter. I don't like it. Talking about minerals, Paul says, I keep salt and mineral out all year long. Man, going back to mineral licks, people think that sometimes that mineral, you put that mineral out in August, September, we've beat this to death. Salt and mineral. Salt's good to keep out all year long, and nothing wrong keeping mineral out all year long because it keeps that high mineral content in the soil. They're not coming up and chewing on a block. They may lick it, but most of the time they let it melt, get down in the ground, they take up the dirt. But really and truly, December, that December through July, that's when you want that mineral out. That's when you're getting the most bang for your buck in that antler growth. Ben Moore says, I like the Big and J granular mineral. And I tell you, Ben, I don't even know if you can still get it or not. This is kind of how out of it I've been. I've been making my own mineral now for a few years. But if you don't want to make your own mineral, you don't have the every time I go down, or I shouldn't say every time, but I'll tell, man, I need some dical, some dicalcium phosphate. That stuff's hard to get up here in Eastern Kentucky. If you're not in the ag country, it's hard to get. So Record Rack mineral, a bag of mineral, I think it's a 12 or 14 pound bag from Tractor Supply. It was green, then it went to like a brown bag or something. That Record Rack mineral is one of the best minerals. And what you're going to do is you're going to flip that over. You're going to read on all that stuff, trophy rock, whatever, and you're going to look at the content. And you'll see that the majority, like Matt's already said, it'll have a minimum and a maximum. And like, you look at a trophy rock and he'll say it's 92 minimum to 96 maximum % salt. You're not getting a whole lot. That trophy rock's a good attractant. Salt's an attractant, but it's not doing anything for antler growth or what you're trying to accomplish. What was you going to say, Matt?
That Record Rack's that bag you're talking about, Record Rack, that's what I've been using too.
Best mineral, I'm telling you, as far as locally bought, and you're looking for the most bang for your buck, that Record Rack mineral bag is the best when it comes to the content. You can do better by going and getting a bag of salt, bag of dical, bag of goat mineral, and a couple other things. But if you're looking for the guy that works all the time, you just got to grab and go Record Rack mineral from Tractor Supply or wherever you can get Record Rack. It's pretty awesome. Look here who decided to show up with us tonight.
Yeah. I guess we'll be going to see him in every day or two.
Yeah.
He told Jill that our African critters, I guess, have hit the United States.
That's all. Yeah, he was saying that. Where you been? He said that last week.
They just now coming on Friday.
Maybe he said they were coming. Maybe he said they were en route.
Yeah.
Hey, Dwayne,
they're in Chicago right now.
Yeah. Hey, Dwayne. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Oh, Dwayne putting the thumping on some coyotes and 4 possums. Hey, he was our nest predator winner, buddy. Listen. Don't disregard the nest predator guys, man. He can wear the bears out and he can wear the possums out. I love it. Thanks, Dwayne. Appreciate it, man. Jill says, hey, Justin. Says, they got lost in Hungary a couple of days ago.
Hungary, the country.
They got lost in Hungary a couple days ago. Matt, they will be at his place maybe Friday. She's excited.
Yeah.
She's excited. Man, I wonder how many people out there is wearing these calls out. I know Jill's sitting over there practicing because all the turkey you've called in, she's going to call you one in this year, right?
Yeah, I'm sure she is. She's working hard on it, I'd say.
Yeah. Yep. So I hope everybody got them calls out and practicing a little bit. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Oh, goodness. Let's go back over this. That's all I got tonight, man. Good show. A lot of good info. I hope everybody, it's hard to stay motivated this time of year. You don't know what the weather's going to do. It's kind of doomy and gloomy. If you're not, oh, and it's a good time to be out antler hunting. You know, that's another thing. It's a good time to go out and find deer sheds right now. Elk will be shedding. I'm sure there's some guys out there saying that some's already shedded, and whatever else. But you know, it's a good time to be out there. It don't count out. You get a lot of dividends from what you do right now. And we've talked about quite a lot, and I hope that everybody will get out there and get after it. Let's go over these one more time. Coming up, March the 9th, second annual Upland Tower Shoot. Mark your calendars. You better be giving me a call and get your spot. Don't wait till the last minute. When all of them's gone, they're gone. We got limited spots. I need you to call me now. Send me a message. Call us. TLC Outfitters. Gunlock Hollow presents second annual Upland Tower Shoot. It's going to be fantastic. March the 9th, Saturday, March the 9th. Mark your calendars. Better give us a call and get on the ball. We've got 1 month left right here. 1 month left until summer. And if you call tonight, send us a message tonight, sign up for this, get on the list. Let's we will knock $25 off and let us take you on a grand adventure to shoot some coyotes with some state-of-the-art equipment. It is fantastic. Strut and Jake's Youth Tournament, April 5th through the 7th. Sign up is going to be on the 5th. Hunt's going to be 6th and 7th. Registration 4 to 6 at Ride Direct. Come and see us. We're going to be having all kinds of stuff. Come spend the weekend with us, prizes, calling contest, all kinds of good stuff. This will be posted. Last but not least, Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest at the Kentucky Gun Company in Bardstown, Kentucky, Saturday, May the 11th. We will be there. Come and see us. It's going to be all kinds of good stuff. Look this up. You got to buy tickets ahead of time. You want to get in on that gun giveaway and all this other stuff. And right there sits a man that won 2 guns last year. Very good. Justice says, I hope all of Jill's stuff is in her crate. She'll be a mad woman if it isn't.
Yep. Disappointed to say the least.
Yeah, disappointed. I forgot to show this, man. Right there's last year. I hope everybody plans on coming out and being one of those people right there. Golly, that's a load of pheasant. And just think, 75 of those jokers got away living well.
Yep.
Yeah. Very good. Man, that's all I've got. I hope everybody has a good rest of your week. What you got in closing?
That's it, buddy. Maybe we'll that crate comes in, it's got everything in it. Maybe we'll kind of do a little live preview of what everything looks like. So
that's right. That's right. And it's not too late. Book your South African safari today with TLC Outfitters.
Highly recommended.
Yep. And they're going to see the fruits of your all's labor coming up, hopefully this Friday. So, and if it's Matt Woolwine stamped and approved, you better believe it's awesome. Move that finger. You got it in front of you. There you go.
I don't even know where the thing is.
You're almost you're. It's pretty good. That's that giraffe picture. That did you take that or Jill?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
We were in the same truck taking the same picture, so
that's National Geographic worthy, buddy. Yeah. Woolwine approved, right?
Yep, absolutely.
That's right.
100% recommended.
Give us a call today. Let us take all the worry out of it for you. Okay? All right, folks, that's all we got for you this week on Air and Outdoors with TLC Outfitters. We'll see you back here next week. Thank you all for joining us on a different night. We're sorry about last night. Had some traveling going on, work stuff, whatever. Remember, if you want to know the creator, look at the creation, man. And we're giving you all kinds of opportunity to be out there, get out there and enjoy it. Don't forget what we've told you tonight about do a little, going to get a lot on your farm, your food plot management, your mineral sites, your invasive species. Get out there and do something. take inventory, and just get out there and enjoy what the good Lord has gave us. We'll see you back here next week on Air and Outdoors with TLC Outfitters.
Eastern Kentucky, where I was raised, where the wildlife and mountains call my name. I was born to hunt, I was born to guide, a camouflage on a rifle by my side. Just good old country boys chasing dreams in the Appalachian Mountains, feel the trees. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where those dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name.